Previously on Dandies in Danger.
I was just trying
to save your face.
I would like to think that it's clear that I've never been able to save face.
And isn't that easy for you? Why haven't I heard from you since then?
You don't like me because...
Is that what you think? Do you think I'd put this much effort into somebody I didn't like?
Perhaps you'd be happy to hear then that Ollie is trying to convince my parents to take me back home.
I can't watch someone throw themselves away.
I'm going. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hi, my name is Elijah Bear, he, him pronouns, and I play the voice of Zachary Wilkos.
Hey, I'm Cass, pronouns she, her, and I'm voicing Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, he, she, they, and I'm voicing Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast. Pronouns are she, they, and I play Adrian Edwards.
Alright, welcome back to Dandies in Danger. Welcome to Arc 3, as above, so below. I am the DM this time around. But as before, I am also going to be playing Daniel, but I'll try to make sure he doesn't give away anything too big, because I would really like you guys to solve my puzzles.
My mysteries!
All right, so checking in, last we checked, we just had that big adventure with the ship offshore, with the demon nest, and then we had a cute little interlude with the two old lesbians and their pendants. So now I want to check in with each of the lads. Liam is adjusting to a world with real demons and a friend who knows magic. How is his Catholic ass handling that?
Neither his Catholic nor his Protestant side is dealing with it very well. He's decided, as I mentioned in the interlude, he's kind of reinvested himself in going to church a little bit because he's trying to see if he can find some answers there. Mm-hmm. Depending on how much time has passed. Last he talked with Adrian, he offered to help teach Adrian some fencing.
Yes.
In order to keep him in London, keep him safe. Mm-hmm. So he's probably diverting a lot of his nervous energy into that, into something that he can control, which is trying to get his friend up to snuff in order to protect himself.
And how is Adrian handling his new fencing lessons?
I think the first time he went to go meet Liam for that, he was like, yeah, you're right. I told Ollie we're going to be fencing today. And he thought he was going to sit on his ass, but no, Liam actually made him fence. And
it's like, oh, you weren't kidding.
Yeah. Oh, that's real. Okay.
I thought we were just going to have tea.
Uh-huh. So I imagine he's very tired and frustrated and sore. I think right now he's very emotionally confused because Zachary yelled at him a lot, but he was saying stuff like, I'm your friend and I care about you, you stupid fuck. And so Adrian's like, what does this mean?
It's our first riddle.
Adrian's only experience with getting yelled at is from his dad, which is a very bad, scary, negative thing. So he's trying to parse what that means. So he's just, I think, probably also using the fencing to distract himself a bit, even if he hates it.
Mm-hmm. Is he getting a little more, worked out? Is he getting a little more muscle?
I guess he'd have to be.
Yes.
Because it always depends on how much effort you're putting in if you're getting muscle. It's just like...
No, I think Liam would not...
Liam's actually working.
Yeah, he would
not.
He would not accept half-heartedness because he's like, this boy's life is on the line, and so he's going to
Gotta keep him in London.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so exciting. I like that.
Yeah.
Good on Adrian for following Liam's lead and being like, okay, I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, good on him.
He's afraid to be abandoned. So
well, now he keeps a friend and gets muscles.
Yeah.
So how's Zachary doing? Zachary, last we checked with him, yelled at Adrian.
Zachary has been back and forth in his mind a lot about that. He has considered that he got way too emotional, way too carried away, which was extremely ungentlemanly. And that makes him very scared for his own self-preservation of you don't want to come off too erratic in that society. And he worries that these adventures are making him either more open, more susceptible to spirits, especially as he grows more emotional. But that's in line with the fact that he does care so much, and it aggroes him when he sees somebody just give up in dire situations like that. And I could go into more detailed character analysis. I won't. But I think he's just in a weird place where he regrets yelling, but he also has these feelings and hopes for Adrian, that Adrian puts more stock into himself and tries harder for the sake of self-preservation, because he doesn't want to see a friend get hurt or have something permanent happen to them. And partial guilt of, because he's on an adventure that my stupid powers have caused.
Oh, and speaking of his stupid powers, how does he feel now that 3 of his closest friends know his secret, that he knows how to do magic, a small bit of magic?
Not great. He has a lot of, I think especially after yelling at Adrian, he is very nervous. That didn't occur to me. Yeah, he's like, if Adrian was really that mad at me, what's to stop Adrian from going off and telling the church? And now that's more people in my life who know. And while he never really thinks that these 3 would do that, it's that possibility of, I fucked up, I let loose, now somebody knows, somebody has that token against me, should they need it, or something.
And then he emotionally let loose, too. So, probably in his darker moments, when he's with himself.
I would say he's not doing great, and since he and Daniel live together, he's actually not been talking to Daniel a lot either.
This is very bad for Daniel. Because Daniel has been mourning Alan, his squeeze.
His squeeze that he never really had.
No, yeah, that's true. But, he's still mourning him. It was traumatic to watch him get shot. Yeah. And then hounded by rats. But...
well, when you put it like that.
Daniel's been kind of lethargic and sad and writing a lot of poetry and spending a lot of time spread out on the couch.
One hand on his head.
Yes. And
I'm just picturing Daniel and Zach having to take turns on the fainting couch to have angst.
Yeah. Mom said it's my turn on the angst couch.
There's an allotted angst calendar right next to the fainting chair.
Look, you've already had your angst time.
Sorry. This world, it blends together so much.
No, it's my turn. So, another thing that happened is that Daniel receives a little package. Out of an envelope, Daniel pulls a beautiful red cloth with geometric embroidery in varying colors, flowers and leaves in square-like patterns, blooming in multiples of 4. The 4 and 8-petaled flowers form a mathematically perfect pattern and frame a perfectly centered, perfectly balanced set of intricate letters that send a chill down Zachary's spine as Daniel reads them out loud. March comes quiet as death. January runs like a hound. July dances by on black cobblestones. September sees what you've found. Look at this, he says as he straightens out the cloth, and shows it to Zachary.
Where did you get that?
Well, my mother made it. I'd sent the poem from the Gaineswoman to my mother a while back. I'd written it on my cuff, if you remember. And she'd mentioned she'd liked it. My mother, that is. I had no idea she was going to embroider me anything. She's been trying to get me something red for our front hall for years. Do you suppose we could frame this?
Yes. Yeah, it would look great.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll try to find a frame small enough.
Your mother does lovely work.
Yeah, she does. Also, Daniel gets the idea to have a proper celebration of Liam's birthday, since they weren't able to have a very good time of that last time. So he sends a letter to Liam asking what Liam would like to do.
I think Liam would choose a park outing, this time without a ring-possessed Adrian.
I was going to say, because that went so well last time.
Yeah, no, I think he's like, this is, it's a time to, maybe have everybody, really actually present together, and so that might be nice. And then also, if it's not in a restaurant, maybe there won't be crowds to worry about. Everybody's a little bit tender. Yeah. Everybody's a little bit tender, so a big, crowded restaurant might not be the best thing. So a park is just the right idea.
An excellent idea. they work with their schedules and they figure out something that works for everyone, and they all end up in a little park outing exchanging gifts.
But how do they get both Zach and Adrian there?
Well, Zach will go because
Okay.
it's Liam's birthday, and he does uncomfortable things all the time and puts on a brave face, and he knows that the society is behind closed doors. You can say and think whatever you want, but the moment you step out into public in front of any single person, it's time to put on the show, and you go through the motions and you do the thing. But that being said, he genuinely does love Liam, as a friend.
And Adrian.
Yeah, of course.
Which is why he yelled at him.
Yeah, but he is tender about it, and he assumes that Adrian doesn't like him anymore. Because communication back then was really bad.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
And so was emotional intelligence and understanding.
Yes.
But he's willing to do the thing anyway, because Daniel set it all up, and he's not gonna,
Yeah, I think Daniel and Liam are kind of like, without saying it, are kind of thinking like, maybe it is good to get these two in front of each other again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's easy to get Zachary to do things with social normities and social pressures involved, because he will put on a brave face and do it.
Mm-hmm,
So what's going through?
But Adrian,
Well, who invites him?
Liam probably.
Yeah. Okay, if Liam sends him a thing, and I imagine Liam's up front, and he's like, guess who we're gonna have? It'll be great.
No, he wouldn't surprise.
Yeah.
He wouldn't try to surprise him and,
I
pull
think-
the wool over his eyes.
I think Adrian would be very nervous, but again, he would also go because he cares about Liam, and he is also afraid that Zach doesn't like him anymore, so he's gonna try and show up and, be person with his shit together and be like, maybe I can try again.
It's so hard to be normal people after all the shit they've done together.
Liam probably tells him over one of their fencing lessons or something, and tries to bolster his confidence and everything.
By the way, I was thinking.
Oh, that'd actually be a fun thing to. Anyway.
Yeah.
But we end up at the park. Daniel baked some griddle cookies for Liam as a gift.
Ooh.
They're Welsh griddle cookies with currant and orange zest. And he put them in a cute little package for him.
Liam is touched. If we get into character now, Liam is packing them in. He's like, these are delicious. This is, I don't usually like overly sweet things, but the tartness from the cranberries in this is just absolutely delectable. Thank you so much, Daniel. Where did you learn to bake like this?
Oh, well, we had an old family recipe book, and my mother has been learning a bit more Welsh cuisine and improving it in her mind.
Please give her my compliments, give your family my compliments, because this is a wonderful recipe. And we
you.
couldn't have asked for a better day to come out.
It's lovely weather,
Presumably.
isn't it?
It's very sunny.
Liam looks at Zach, and Adrian is like, "Is it too hot for you too? Is the sun too direct? We can move into the shade if we need to."
Adrian just shakes his head. No. It's fine.
Well, you're asking me. No, everything's fine.
Well, that's good.
Wine? Oh, I can't drink. Wait, I just remembered he can't drink.
Did Zachary get anything for Liam?
Oh,
No.
Yes. But I wish you had.
I can say what Adrian got him.
Oh, yeah, let's do
Sure.
that.
Adrian got him some flowers. He
Aw.
got help from Ollie and figured out a little bouquet that he could get for Liam.
Aww.
Oh, Liam blushes a little bit whenever he gets the bouquet. He's really delighted, and he takes one of the flowers and tucks it into his buttonhole. What kind
Aw.
of flowers are there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the secret message he's conveying through the bouquet?
Pressure's on.
I think because Adrian is still working on a lot of shit, I think some of the flowers in there mean I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll figure out what flowers those would be. Because
Yeah.
I know there are some flowers that mean I'm sorry.
And I think there's flowers that mean friendship, right?
Yeah.
So Ollie will have convinced him, done a lot of you can put these in, put the flowers in, put the friendship flowers in.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
He loves
that
you,
sort of
otherwise he
thing.
wouldn't have invited you.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
Liam does like peonies.
Then probably some of those. Sorry, I'm your friend. Here's your favorite flower.
Yeah, that's what the bouquet says.
Liam is very touched.
He gets Liam a cravat that he pulled a lot of money together for. Because he keeps remembering a lot of what they go on. Liam's clothes keeps getting ruined.
Yeah.
He kind of feels like he owes him a little bit.
Yeah.
But also because he knows Liam's taste.
Ooh, nice. What color is it?
It's a light blue.
That would look so nice with this game.
I was like, uh-oh.
That gasp is the noise that Liam makes whenever he gets it. He's like, Zachary, this is exquisite, Zachary.
Oh, you like it?
I love Zachary. Like it does not begin to cover. This is a wonderful cravat. You really didn't have to. It's just marvelous. I have just the jacket that's going to go with this. It was just lovely. Thank you so much. I'll have Alan have it ironed and I'll wear it immediately. Maybe perhaps the next time we all visit each other.
Yes, that sounds really nice. I'm so glad you could make use of it. I wasn't quite sure your particular style, although you wear your style very openly and... Well, that's not what I mean. I'm glad you like it.
It's very kind, Zachary. Thank you so much. You all are wonderful.
Well, you're wonderful, Liam, and that's what this day is about. So they all hang out in the park with their picnic and their presents, and they hang out until the sun starts setting.
Wow.
And I'm sure Adrian and Zachary probably became a little more amiable as the day went on. They spent a couple hours out there.
They said, I'm sure words were exchanged.
Yeah.
Definitely prompted by Liam and maybe prompted by Daniel. And a lot of nodding. Like,
yeah. I want to feel like Adrian said, Zachary, how are you?
Sorry, he goes very quiet at this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because some of his mask has slipped at this point because of having already revealed a lot of his truer self to Adrian. Sometimes that can be harder to keep a mask up around.
Mm-hmm.
And while Liam and Daniel are conversing in their own sort of way, he's a little more quiet around Adrian, and his pensiveness gives way a moment, and he looks at him and he goes, Well, let's start with you. How have you been?
Oh, Adrian does a very, I'd say, good job of not making a remark of being like, well, that's not fair. That's what I asked you first. He holds that back. He stops himself. And he says, I've not been well, but that's my typical fare, I suppose.
I've not been well either.
Great for us.
It isn't, is it?
Oh, well, no, I was using sarcasm.
I know.
Oh, okay. God.
Listen, about last time. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. It was a terrible amount of emotion, and I suppose seeing you once more in a line of some kind of danger is very, it's very stressful, and I shouldn't have yelled. That wasn't an excuse to yell. And I regret it, and I apologize.
I think Adrian is very pale. He's very pale, and he's thinking carefully about what he should also say. Well, I also apologize. I know I don't have a habit of doing well by myself. I've, for a long time, wanted, well, I know I need to change my behavior. I'm just not been used to other people being around, being concerned about that. I apologize. So I don't think he knows what else to say.
So the conversation between them kind of goes dead for that moment.
I feel like
That's
by
kind
that
of
point, Daniel and Liam are both just kind of like, they're both watching from the other side of the picnic blanket, just like trying not to like interrupt the moment by being too keyed into it, but still just like, are they doing it? Are they making up?
I pictured Daniel had pointed to a tree and been like, oh, look at these fruits. Come with me, Liam.
Yeah.
We'll check them out.
That's
Like,
good.
and then they're just like by the tree, like looking back, and they're like, are they talking? Do you think they're talking?
Looks like they're working things out.
But it's even funnier to think that they're just at the other end of the picnic blanket. Like,
You already know that should anything happen to any of you because of me.
Adrian makes a face. Hang on. He makes a face and interrupts them, and he's like, do you think... Oh, well, I know I'm an ass, and perhaps I have not been very kind about certain things regarding your magical strangeness, but I would never particularly blame you for anything that happens, because...
You'd be dead.
Well, by my own, I'd say, choice.
Sorry? Oh, you wouldn't blame me by your own choice?
Sure. The point is, you wouldn't be to blame. Clearly these things are rather uncontrollable, and I know you wouldn't wish them upon us, and you shouldn't be feeling guilty about that. Adrian wants to barf. I'm sorry for being an ass.
He looks at him. He's genuinely surprised, and he looks right at him, and this is probably the first time he's been able to look directly at him. Because his gaze had wandered from maybe the cup he was drinking from, to the picnic cloth that they sat upon, to maybe the park outside, and he looks at him with this. And his eyebrows are raised, and he's surprised. And he looks away again to give him that moment of privacy. I never thought you'd say it, but it's fine.
Thanks.
No, really, it is. It's... Huh.
I real surprised you there, didn't I? Well... He's trying so hard to have a bit of bravado.
What's the matter? Are you at a loss for words? You're usually never at a loss for words. You always have some quip.
I've been using them up in poetry.
Have you been writing a lot?
Yeah. I'm a poet, for my job.
I do know that.
Look, I would also prefer it if you were not dead or hurt by any of anyone's actions, just so you know. Anyway, I think we did pretty well. I did pretty well for myself. Did we bring wine to this picnic?
I think Liam has limited the wine.
Fair enough. He's been ever since we started fencing.
You started fencing?
Oh, you weren't there for that conversation.
He got you out of bed and you've started fencing.
Yes, I have to do it or Ollie thinks London is too dangerous, which is fair.
And you didn't give up? And you've started fencing?
Yes, I've started fencing because I don't want everyone to hate me for my useless behavior. Don't laugh at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. I'm just glad. I'm just glad you actually want to stay in London with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
All right, they did good. I'm glad that's fucking solved at the beginning of the episode.
That was going to be a lot to judge through for the rest of it.
Yay! This ends up being a very good day for all of them. They resolved some things within the hours that they're hanging out. The sun starts setting, and they all need to head home and call a cab. So you all are moving out of the park and moving towards the street, and you are getting ready to hail a cab, and thankfully you see one coming up on the street. It's this beautiful, tall, black carriage, and it's pulled by 4 different colored horses. As this cab approaches, Zachary can sense very powerful energy, good energy from it, and it's a bit terrifying. The cab pulls up and stops right in front of the lads, and seated at the front of the cab is a bent old man, tall but hunched, thin and alert. Long silver hair drapes out of a tall black top hat. 2 hawk-like eyes pierce through the fog over an arched beak of a nose, mouth tight and thin in a grimace. His shoulders droop under the weight of difficult decades in a greatcoat of 18th century design. Like shadows at first, but soon revealed in silhouettes, 3 crows adorn the man, 1 on his hat and 1 on each shoulder. While the driver brings the carriage to a halt with a click of his tongue and a practiced pull on the reins, one of the crows jumps from his shoulder to the roof of the carriage and struts to the edge to get a better look at the lads. The man turns. "Evening, gentlemen. Expecting you'll be needing a ride someplace. My rates are fair and my horses are swift." Adrian, Liam, and Daniel see a severe but honest old man. Zachary, on the other hand, sees something different. A pair of ghastly, tattered, black feathered wings flex out of the man's shoulder blades, hovering around his form as if their presence were the most natural extension of his features. As Zachary's eyes take in the sight, the man's expression sharpens, seemingly aware of what Zachary can see and the others cannot. "What you staring at, boy?"
He looks at his friends to gauge their reactions and see if they see what he sees.
Daniel just looks at him. "Oh, we need a ride home, right?"
From him?
"Why not?"
You just...
"I'm ready." He pulls out some money.
Oh, Adrian just looks displeased. It's spooky old man. Don't like.
Zachary looks at Liam.
Is he looking very pointedly?
Yeah, he's looking very, he's trying to gauge what Liam sees in his expression. So you've got somebody who's, looking at an old man, and then, sharply turns their head to Liam, "Can you believe this, old man?"
I want to point out that Liam, Adrian, and Daniel don't sense anything wrong with this man. In fact, he seems rather trustworthy.
Adrian doesn't trust anyone.
So is that kind of remarkable for him?
I guess
is
so.
it in spite of himself, Adrian feels like he could trust this guy, or is it just sort of like baseline for Adrian?
It's probably baseline, like, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever, he doesn't seem dangerous.
Did no one...
Zachary, what's wrong? Did you forget something?
Oh, no. You know, actually, I think maybe we should go...
Wait a minute. You four were there, weren't you?
Whoa, where? No!
Ship offshore.
Oh, no.
The demon's nest. You got the stench of demons all over you.
Rude.
Very bad thing to be walking around here with the stench of demons on you. It attracts more demons.
Oh, yes, well, it's fine coming from you, a man with a pair of wings, just...
I bathed since then. Wait, what? Zachary?
A what?
He's got a pair of wings on his back.
Daniel looks. Those are crows.
Sorry. No, not the crows. He's got... nobody can... Oh.
Yes, you especially.
Oh.
You've got more to you than demon stench. You're a
Yeah,
magic
rude.
user, aren't you?
I've never used no magics.
Surely you have.
Only a little.
That's quite an accusation, Adrian.
Well, I don't mean to be accusing.
And then he looks around, and thankfully there is no one there. And his little crows turn their heads too when they're looking. And all four of them in synchronicity. And then he leaps off of the carriage with more grace than you would expect of someone who looks like him.
Leah moves to the front of the group.
And he kind of approaches you guys, and he lowers his voice.
I'm very sure you four were there.
Are you
To you?
with the church?
Oh, God, no.
And he shudders. I'm not with the judge.
But did you see what happened there? What happened? How did it, go down?
I don't think any of us really want to talk about it, frankly.
What? Pardon me, sir. We haven't really made any of our introductions yet. As far as we know, you're just a stranger, and it's a little, perhaps, unexpected to have a conversation like this with someone we've never met before.
I see.
What?
I see. I'm Fergus, I'm a cabbie. Now, how did it go down?
That's none of your business, I think.
I should say it is.
You see,
He looks around again, and his crows also turn with him.
I'm in a bit of the business of hunting demons.
Well, you sort of flubbed that one.
Well, listen, I wasn't there, but you four were. How did it happen?
Well, I mean, we exercised it.
As you do.
You exercised it.
It was a team effort, really. Adrian threw a shoe. No, wait, Daniel threw a shoe? Somebody threw a shoe.
I threw it, actually.
I thought
That's
you...
the
Adrian
one
threw
thing
the
I
shoe.
managed to do.
I thought you threw the shoe, yeah. Adrian threw a shoe at it.
Then I got yelled at.
A team effort.
I did yell at you, yeah, sorry about that.
So you and a team of demon hunters.
Well, no, not demon hunters per se, just the four of us.
Just the four of you.
Yeah.
He looks at Adrian and Liam and Daniel as if he's extremely surprised, and then he looks at Zachary, and he looks back at you three, and then he looks at Zachary, and he's like, but he's the only one who can do magic.
You go, I threw a shoe.
He did.
It was quite the throw. Very impressive.
And Daniel was throwing lanterns, but wait, I mean,
He's just jealous we're better at his job than him.
Oh.
I beg your pardon.
Well, we killed an entire demon. Here you are. Didn't even know what was going on.
Well, we didn't kill it per se, we exercised it, we made it go away from its little pocket dimension that it made.
Fergus seems very deep in thought, and he strokes his chin, and his crows kind of flit around on his shoulders and look at him like, yes, you have an idea?
Well, just the four of you exercised a demon of that amount of power.
Yeah.
Just the four of you.
well, we wouldn't have been able to do it
writing.
without Zachary.
And there's nobody hiding under Liam's hat, so yes, just the four of us.
And you're all human.
Yes.
As far as we know.
Adrian, got a secret history?
I don't know.
And he thinks,
So?
Perhaps he can help me. You see, there are others like me, beings who dedicate their lives to hunting demons.
They also bad at their jobs.
No, we're quite good at it. Hunters of sorts, but not involved with the church. I mean, not that church, but, more of us. Angels.
Sorry?
What?
I said angels!
Oh, jeez.
An angel, as if you... So, sorry, I know I wouldn't want to judge based on appearances, but from the big man.
Oh, you mean God, yes.
Liam is reeling. Sort of like takes it like 2 very big steps back at this point.
Oh. Now hold on. Angels aren't.
Real?
Well, I mean, demons apparently are. So Adrian shrugs.
Of course. And there have been more demons about lately, so there has been the need for more angels, like myself.
Do you just sort of pop into being?
We make pacts with angels.
What?
Angels
Sorry?
choose a human, and then we make a pact with
Wait,
them.
so is it also like possession?
No, I don't know.
That sounds
Anyway, that's-
dubious to me.
That's not important.
It's a little important. I'd like to know who on earth we're talking to and what on earth you would need our help for.
Angels, as in weighing the souls of mortals and fighting God's fight. And
Well, there's different,
how do we know
different
you are
levels
what
of
you
it.
say that you are? I mean, not to doubt you, of course. I wouldn't ever want to doubt, of course. I mean, we have seen strange things, but knows what's in the hearts of men kind of angel.
It's a lot.
Well,
Still
there's-
has to pay rent and drive a cab, Angel.
Might just be doing that for fun.
Oh, good point.
There's different levels of angels, and yes, I'm one of the lowest.
The minimum wage.
Listen, there's many like me throughout the city. We aren't always that close, but when one of them's in trouble, we can sense it. 3 of my comrades have been taken and imprisoned by the church. I sense a great deal of pain from them. And you know what happens when an angel's in pain? Tortured. They risk turning into demons themselves.
Oh.
Humans can do much the same, especially when dead. No physical barriers to stop them taking any form that they please.
The hell?
Many of them grow horns and hooves, for example.
What?
But an angel is far more powerful than a man. And these are the types of devils that cause the apocalypse. And humanity's rushing us right into it, in the name of God, no less.
But this is a lot to take in. Hang on. Just a moment. Adrian turns over to Zachary and he's like, does this make any sense to you? Because I haven't parsed any of it.
Well, it is true that ghosts, because ghosts are just the spirits of people just mucking about, like the nice ladies we helped, they have the potential to turn into demons. Demons are a form of negative energy, and sometimes those demons, if powerful enough, can either combine together with other demons, make demon nests, create pockets of horrible foul energy, and, you know, even actually dead animals and ghosts and things like that. Malignant spirits can become demons. I've never heard of an angel becoming a demon, but...
Yes, you have. Lucifer.
Oh, right.
yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that
Well,
checks
he's
out.
quite well known, actually.
Yeah, he's like the most
Yes,
famous.
he's actually very famous. I don't know why I didn't think of that one.
I forgot because he's a bit mainstream.
Yeah.
Too mainstream, went right over my head.
No, but
Liam
he's
goes
right.
down and sits on the curb and, puts his head in his hands at this point.
Oh, Liam. Adrian goes, pats him on the shoulder.
What's
I
wrong
know
with
this
him?
is a lot. He's Catholic. Well, he's Catholic and Protestant, so this is a lot to take in for him.
A double whammy.
I see.
Yes,
Well,
whammies haven't doubled.
the reason I need your help is that the church is warded. Spirits like me can't get in.
No.
Why would the church be making demons anyhow? Are they stupid? They do seem stupid, actually.
They
God
probably
only
don't
knows.
know what they have.
So they are stupid.
If I'm the only one out of the rest of us that can see his wings, then most likely they caught these 3 angels, don't know what they are, and are torturing them. Is that correct?
I don't know the specific details. All I know is that 3 of my comrades are in the church being tortured currently.
Crap.
And that we don't want that torture to go too far.
Or a bunch of demons will be out and about.
Yes.
Really hate this.
Worse than what was seen offshore.
Worse, you didn't even see it.
I was aware of it. I'm operating on an energy plane where I sense a lot of the good and evil in this town. I sensed a heck of a lot of evil off the shore on a ship, and also something strange with time.
And what you do about it, eh?
Oh, I was about to do something about it, but apparently 4 humans can do what I can't. You must be some humans.
I don't think we're anything special, but if you're asking us for help, well, I can't speak for everyone else, but I'll help you.
Liam.
He's...
And I will too, says Daniel.
Daniel.
Now,
What?
why are you saying yes?
But you asked Liam
It's
first.
not even answer.
Well, he's an angel, we have to.
I'm not only motivated by attractiveness of people.
Alright.
It is a factor. A very important factor, but it's not the only factor.
But,
But I don't know how we can help you. I mean, well,
Zachary works there.
What? At the church?
Sorry, am I not saying
Oh,
this?
brilliant!
God.
well, now wait a minute, because that seems like that would be putting Zachary in a rather tricky situation. Is there nothing else you can give us? No other information about the situation?
They are deep underground, under many layers.
Zachary's eyes widen a little, but he says nothing.
And they are being
Adrian
held.
notices.
They're being held by magic.
Okay.
He
That's
pinches
all I
his
know.
brow.
Please, if you can, enter the church, find them, release them, before it is too late.
You know, still gonna need that ride home. I may have something, a book or something that might be able to validate if what he's saying is true, other than the Bible. And why don't you drive us home, and we'll talk about it and we'll think about it, yeah?
He kind of moves from one foot to the other and seems a little impatient to hear your answer.
All right. But before we move anywhere, can I please remove the stench off of you?
Well, if it's that unbearable.
It is
Absolutely.
quite...
I promise I've bathed.
I've been
My
very
God.
patient talking to you.
Oh,
It's
I
been
think
really-
we've been very patient with you.
Well, good, since we're all so patient.
Liam, you do snuff.
He puts
Thank you, Adrian.
I know you use little perfumes.
He puts his hands together and creates a ball of light, and he kind of taps it at the bottom, and it shoots up,
What the hell?
and it's all silent, and then it bursts, and it comes down in little pieces of light like snow, and it touches all four of you, and then you feel this heaviness that had been with you since the demon's nest lift.
Oh.
That you hadn't really been aware of until it's gone.
I can just tell I'm going to have a writer's block now.
And Daniel whispers to Zachary, saying, I've been trying to talk to him about getting inspiration from something other than sadness. We're trying to connect him to inspiration from happiness and enjoying his friends.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I think so. Suddenly, Fergus stiffens, and he turns to look behind you into the shadows of a dark alleyway. He shouts, Show yourself! There's no answer. Zachary can sense an extremely powerful energy in that direction. Fergus moves to stand between you four and whatever is in the alley, and he forms a shield of light around you.
Oh.
Eh?
Zachary sort of grabs, I don't know who the two closest people are, maybe Adrian and Daniel, and moves him back a little to where Liam is.
Liam leaps to his feet for sure.
Yeah.
A figure steps out from the shadows, almost as if this action alone materializes them in the light. He appears to be human in the loosest of terms, of human shape but features gangly and slick, skin pale and lifeless, gray as the moon. His fingers are long and spindly, knuckles bending like the knees of a spider. His black garb plunges down in a deep cut, exposing a pale triangle of chest, skin so tight as to prominently display the collarbone and ribs. A few slender wrinkles divide his neck into rings. Yet the most alarming of all his features is his face. Eyes slightly too far apart, in no natural human way, but rather like a fish. Lips purple and thick, no eyebrows, a receding hairline that extends all the way to the top of his head. Little, thin strands of black, oily hair snaking their way past his chilling, pale eyes. Not blue, perhaps a gray so light they almost blend in with his sclera. His hair swept back from his head and blooming out around his shoulders like thin, spidery tentacles. The curtains of his wiry, pale cheeks pull back in a tight, wrinkly stretch as he smiles. He walks closer. Fergus shouts, Stay back!
Hello, handsome.
Grima worm tongue.
I see.
The being walks right up to the shield of light, close enough to touch it, and passes right through.
Oh,
Fergus
good.
looks horrified.
Now, Fergus.
Seek him.
The being speaks.
Your magic protects from demons, not from me. It's not magic, it's miracles. Sure, Angel.
But even so, the being touches a cold, clammy hand to Fergus's and lowers the angel's arm.
When will I convince you to trust me?
They've got business.
Does anyone want to make a perception check?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you're going to give us the opportunity.
It's time to perceive.
All four of the lads just start squinting really hard.
Slightly leaning in, lips first, eyes narrowed.
I got a 21 in total.
Oh my god.
Yo!
I only got, my wisdom is many numbers, so I guess I got a 15.
Alright.
Okay,
I got a 9.
you got a 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somehow I was the less perceptive of us all.
I guess I'll roll for Danny boy. I got an 18 plus 5. Okay, so Daniel and Adrian are the most perceptive.
Wow.
Daniel and Adrian seem to catch on to the fact that this new person who came in is a lot more powerful than Fergus.
Eh.
What Zachary can sense is that this being is a strong, neutral, ancient energy. And what they all can see, Liam included, is that this being's cloak stretches out from the shadows as if he were tethered to it, like some sort of umbilical cord or something, dragging behind him.
It's cool as fuck.
Forgive my intrusion, but it seems we all have the same goal. Yes, I am a demon of sorts. Or that is how you would classify me in this country. Though I assure you I am much more like you.
And he looks at you, humans.
Bound neither to heaven nor to hell. My fate, like yours, is yet to be determined. I shall be judged alongside you on the day of wrath.
He smiles once again, never having blinked once. But not you, Angel.
You are already saved. You are.
He looks Fergus up and down, and then grins with a quiet click of spit.
Perfect.
Fergus's cheeks flush with anger.
I'm not above judgment, demon. And be gone with you before I lose patience. And is not the Lord ever patient? And are you not like him?
He turns to the lads.
I am Carrion, though you may prefer to call me Ryan for short. I'm so glad Fergus has finally found someone willing to do what he cannot.
Well, that undecided. We're gonna sleep on it.
Yes, it was, going to be discussed. After all, it's a thought to ask of just full regular gents.
Tell me.
And he looks at all four of you pointedly. From your perception, each of you believes that he's looking at only you in the eyes.
Oh god.
You.
Sick.
What is the most powerful piece on a chessboard?
The queen.
I think Zachary just was looking at him and then immediately looked at Adrian.
Well, sorry.
The knights are very versatile, but probably the queen.
You know, they're powerful and beautiful and they can do whatever they want.
Isn't it the king? For if somebody gets the king, that's when the game ends.
He's a useless bugger.
True.
The pawns! Ooh, the pawns! Adrian speaks up because he thinks he's solving a little riddle. He's like, we're the pawns. And we're gonna kick some shit.
Daniel, wanting to seem smart, points at Adrian and says, that's what I was going to say.
We're both poetic types.
He taps his head.
It is the pawn. Quiet, subtle, powerless. Queens may fall and knights may sacrifice, but all die eventually. Only, not so. For when all seems lost, the pawn, ever persistent, unsuspecting, makes its way to the end and resurrects the assassin within the king's very own chambers.
Heh.
That's right.
Lost me again. Don't play chess.
I whisper, I don't play chess. Fuck, what the fuck is he talking about?
In this eternal dance of light and dark, angels and demons, gods and devils, it is always the humans who hold the most power, isn't it?
He smiles, the stringy curtains of his cheeks pulling back in starchy wrinkles.
I presume Mr. Derbyshire meant to send you into the church unarmed.
He looks at Fergus.
I don't suppose he thought so far ahead in his plan.
Fergus bristles. The demon turns back to the lads.
You will need to equip yourselves for such a mission. I know just the place.
With a flick of his wrist, a sharp-looking card appears between two of Ryan's fingers. He presents it to Liam.
Liam takes it hesitantly.
On the card is written, in red letters, The Grand Grimoire. There's the head of a one-eyed goat, or dragon, you can't really tell which, and an address saying Finsbury Market.
Seek out Maggot the Purveyor. I'm sure she can cut you a deal.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Fergus interjects, snatching the card from Liam's grasp. He tears up the card, which is a bit of a struggle since the paper is thick, then seems to remember he has powers, and lights it on holy fire.
You mean to send 4 humans into a den of witchcraft? You mean to send them someplace far more dangerous. Besides,
and here Ryan turns to look directly at Zach.
I'm sure they can handle themselves.
He winks, which is the first time any of you have seen him close an eye, and you swear there was a horizontal swipe of his second membranous eyelid, but it is too quick to tell.
Oh, and you may have to gamble. Bring something you wouldn't mind losing. Something physical. Spirits are very sensitive towards energy. Be sure it is something you use often. Something laced with your intent and magic. What a tragedy it would be to be at a gambling table empty-handed. I've seen a man gamble away his very soul when there was nothing left. And who knows? Perhaps you will find someone there who can assist you.
Huh? What are we looking for?
Weapons.
Weapons?
Yeah.
Can't we just go grab... I don't know. Wait, are we trying to kill humans? Are we trying to kill people?
Who said we're trying to kill someone?
Well, I don't know. Attack who? Whom are we attacking?
We're not attacking anyone.
Well, somebody's
We're on a
telling us to
rescue
go
mission.
get weapons.
Yes, well, if those angels have gone malignant, best to be armed.
I don't remember mentioning weapons.
He smiles.
Right,
Well,
well,
Jesus H. Do you know him, by the way?
Who?
The Jesus fellow.
you talking to...
Not personally, no.
Either of those two, yeah.
Oh, Fergus looks around. He's like, that's above my rank.
Wow. Alright.
Alright.
So something sort of like the, and then Liam was making a circle with his hands and had turned to Zach and was perhaps about to mention the caucus stone and its fiery abilities, but then he pauses and he's like, something like a charmed item to help us break in.
That's possible. So it might not have to necessarily be a weapon, just if they're sealed away, we might need something that undoes the seal. Of course, I don't know how they're sealed, but I'm sure we'll figure it out once we get there.
Sounds like a great plan.
Right, well, I'm sure these gentlemen desire to get home. Of course.
Ryan, what's your stake in this anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want another demon on the streets.
Is it competition?
There is a desire not to have that sort of energy around my London.
Your London? I mean, I guess it would...
Our London. Yes, demons are awfully territorial. We're not fond of one another.
Okay.
But remember yourselves, my dears. The church is no place to be caught unawares. Should you fail, the results would be catastrophic. Where there is shadow, I am there, as close as a name upon your lips. You need only speak it to summon me.
He turns to Fergus.
Oh, don't pout, Angel. You and I are on the same team.
He flicks one of Fergus's crows in the beak, which causes it to crow out and lose balance. By the time it or the others could retaliate, Ryan has already slunk back into the shadow and transported far away, as if ferried by the darkness itself. Fergus shudders, and Zachary can see his wings bristle and shudder.
Right, well, that was unpleasant.
Yeah.
He thinks for a moment, and then he reaches up to his wing and he plucks off a feather. That is what Zachary sees. For Liam, Adrian, and Daniel, they see him reach up into the air and then pull on something and then manifest a feather out of nothing.
Right, I guess I should give you one of these. It'll protect you from demons. I know Carrion made me look a fool and my power is utterly laughable, but he's different. As long as these are on you, you will be safe from evil.
And he hands one to Zachary, and he plucks another one, hands it to Liam.
Should you ever be in a situation of dire need, God willing you won't, throwing these on the ground and saying the right words will emit a strong blast of light energy, destroying anything evil around you, and then disappearing. You can only use them once, so choose wisely.
He plucks another one, hands it to Adrian. He plucks the last one and hands it to Daniel.
And, well, I guess the right words are up to you.
The right words are up to us. What does that mean?
You choose it.
So we infuse it with something positive and then drop it, and that's what disbands
going
the
to be
negative
difficult.
energy.
Yeah.
Would you like to be a little more clear, please?
Yes, that'll work.
Okay, good.
These are miracles, remember? This isn't magic.
Oh, sure.
Is it really
Right,
much of a difference?
Well, it functions exactly like magic, so, he glares at Daniel. Right. So it's definitely a miracle.
Right.
Alright, well, I guess I'll take you home.
Wait, was it coincidence that you found us?
What do you think God sent him?
Well, apparently it's because we reek.
I did smell something rather...
Horrible, and I made my way here to dispel it.
Right. Well, I guess that makes sense. Thank you?
You are welcome. Oh, I forgot to mention. When Liam and Adrian and Daniel touch the feathers, they can see Fergus's wings.
Oh.
And they can sense the same sort of energy that Zachary can sense. So, stronger than that. They can tell that he has a very, very powerful, good energy.
Well, then as soon as Liam catches sight of that, I think he's going to have to take several steps back again.
Oh no.
So almost as if he's retreating a little bit, but
Poor
his eyes are quite wide and sparkly.
Everything
He's
all right?
quite awestruck. Yeah, of course.
Daniel takes the feather.
Everything's fine.
Holy Jesus! Sorry, I'd probably not take the Lord's name in vain. Wow.
Doesn't even know him.
Wow, he does have wings.
That's what I said.
Adrian just shrugs.
You guys can see it too now.
Yes. Oh, it's because of these.
Must be.
He puts it somewhere safe on himself, putting it in his inner pocket, in his jacket.
I wonder what else you can see if those are on your person.
I don't want to know.
No, you really don't, says Zachary wearily.
Liam is just holding the feather and his hands are trembling a little bit.
Birdie. Adrian,
One of
goes
the
and
crows
pats
looks
him
at
again.
you and cocks its head like, are you okay? Are you okay? Alright, well, I should get you home. He opens the carriage door. It's nice and plush. There's red lining it. It's like red velvet. Daniel steps in. Smells nice. He perfumes it.
Yeah, Zachary follows.
Oh, he does perfume it. This is lovely.
Be sure to rate me 5 stars.
Good driver.
You need water, you need gum.
Sweetheart.
You want the aux cord?
Yeah, you can be the DJ.
God.
Alright, they're all in. He closes the door, gets up, and clicks his reins, and they are off.
Wait, where are we going? Whose
Well,
house are we
he's,
going to?
He's an angel. I suppose he'll just...
Mine.
Wait, fuck, where do you live?
Zachary leans out the window and tells him his address. We're
All
going to my house because I'm the one with the books and the information to validate anything he says and to properly prepare us for whatever lies ahead.
Ooh, Dana claps his hands. Are you coming for a sleepover? Is this a sleepover? Are we doing a sleepover?
No.
I do have an extra room if you need it.
And there was only one bed.
Why, right, how did you know? Wow.
Wow.
And they were roommates, and also there was only one bed trope in one podcast.
Alright, well, where am I going?
Well, let's go to Zachary's house first.
Yeah.
Alright, the farthest one away. Alright, cool. So, what are our plans? Are we going to that place?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do any of this. But we have to, don't we?
Liam feels something in his pocket.
Ooh, what is it?
Oh,
I want
God.
to check. What is it?
Yeah, take it out if you want.
I've taken it out.
Okay.
Good on you.
It's the card that Fergus tore up. It might be a completely different card, except that it is creased where Fergus ripped it, and it smells faintly of smoke.
Oh, well, that... This...
I don't like this at all.
I suppose that might be a sign that we'll find what we need there in the shop. Well, I mean, we do... It's not like we're going in completely unprepared. Zachary has a little bit of know-how, right? Have you ever heard of this place before?
He's
Zachary?
quiet, and he looks a bit
Hey.
guilty.
You. Zachary, what?
What? What?
Well,
I swear he doesn't tell me anything.
It's a whole
Daniel
big
pouts
secret
and looks
life.
out the window.
I might
Doesn't
have
tell anyone.
perused there once or twice.
Alright.
well, is it somewhere that we can go safely?
Yeah, would we die?
Well, no, not unless you do something drastic. It's like, it's a bit of a market-ish place where you go and you pick up some supplies that you may need.
Oh, like a farmer's market.
No.
For magic.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ish.
Ooh. The Daniel claps again. Imagine the things we... Ooh, are we going to get magical tools?
No. You really shouldn't buy anything unless you absolutely need it, because the church could find it on you. So we really
Right.
shouldn't pick up anything that we don't need.
Right.
But yes, it's not entirely dangerous. However, we should wear disguises just so nobody recognizes us and then reports us to the authorities and then has us turned in.
Right. Okay.
But I can provide proper cloaks and...
Liam gets a little excited. So this is sort of an illicit market.
Yes,
Liam.
it is
What are you thinking?
it is a very illegal market,
Daniel looks excited.
run by all manner of creatures not entirely human, but of this earth.
I can't wait. Sorry, this is a very serious, very dangerous mission.
Will there be more creatures like the rowan tree?
Sometimes. The one in the rowan tree was more of a spirit attached to the tree, and those sorts of spirits don't wander too far from their embodied attachments.
Yes, I suppose that does make sense.
I suppose it just means something that's nice.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, there's all manner of people there. There's good, and there's also neutral, and there's also not terribly great, but as long as you keep your head down, the not terribly great ones don't give you any trouble, and, well, the good ones,
So, like, just anywhere you would go.
Yes.
Alright.
They're just sort of like people.
Okay.
Well, I think that settles it then. I don't see how we can decline a request from an angel.
I mean, you say no.
It does seem like he's at our mercy.
That's true. Perhaps we could bargain something out of this.
Adrian.
You can't... No, wait, Daniel, Adrian, no, I mean, we should...
But he's just a person.
I bet these are valuable. Daniel pulls out the feather.
I'd keep those on us, if I were you.
Get a couple more.
Yes, we might be able to do our little light explosions if things get bad.
Oh, I wish the listeners could see the face that Eli just gave to Jess.
I just take like a hot second to process what was just said.
Perhaps, I don't know, I think we're in a position to barter
for more feathers.
We're in a position to barter or bargain for a bit more of a payoff for this potentially deadly service we're going to undertake.
Yes, this is very serious. Who infiltrates the church?
Nobody so far
Exactly.
Has ever...
Well, how would you know if they had? You wouldn't.
That's a good point.
Who knows, it might be entirely possible.
Do you think these lot... No, never mind. I was going to talk about them and the Fae, because apparently Daniel and I lost our memories, but I don't want them back, actually, so never mind.
Right. We still need to talk to you about that.
Liam's told me a little bit, and it sounds mad and awful. And I'm glad I don't remember it. And it was thanks to us doing that we could all get home, actually, so I don't think we should be thanked.
Yes,
Thanks
I think you
that.
and I were the heroes of that
I would
adventure.
agree.
Thank you both for
Quite
your admirable
self-sacrificial.
sacrifice
Yes, you're
of your
welcome.
memories.
You're welcome.
If we ever find Robin again, we'll make sure he can give you back your memories.
I said I don't want them.
Is that wise? It sounds dramatic.
I said I don't want them.
Well, maybe he'll give you something else, Adrian. Not your memories. He'll have another reward
Someone
for you.
else's memories.
No.
More angel feathers.
Just something...
No, you can't be...
I would
What if he
rather-
needs them to fly, Daniel?
Surely he can regrow them. A miracle.
Well, his wings didn't look that... They looked a little bit... Liam lowers his voice. They looked a little worse for wear, so I don't think he can spare that many of them. But we shouldn't even be talking about this. Why would you... You can't bargain or barter with an angel? Surely
Sure
there
you
would be...
can. They do it in
No.
the Bible.
Oh, I feel like there'd be dreadful repercussions for
You know,
that.
when the one guy is wrestling the angel, I forget what happens, but the wrestling the angel. Do you remember that?
Well, the one time an angel came down to Mary and was like, "Bet I could put a baby in you," and Mary was like, "Bet," and then he did.
That is how that
I
went.
was saying we should bargain something for our safety or something. Good lord.
Well, we have these. He pulls out the feather again.
I mean, protection afterwards.
Afterwards.
I don't trust us to do this well, and I imagine we'll be hunted by the church.
Right. Well, the angels will be indebted to us, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And then they can protect us from the church, perhaps,
Yes.
right?
This is what I'm talking about.
I see. Yes.
That's too far in the future. Let's just think of the next step.
Right.